Recording here. Good morning. Everything's working fine. I am on the right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Market Update on December the 4th, where we are going to go through what the market is going to be telling us and where we're going to be trading today and what we're going to be trading today and what the market sentiment is. What the market sentiment is still is good to the upside. Market sentiment is not broken to the downside yet, but we are going a little bit to the sideways till we get, thank you, Bunty, till we get to the interest rate decision, which is going to be next week. So that's is the key what the market is waiting for. Quick news on Nvidia. Nvidia won their case against Congress. Congress was trying to ban them selling the chips to the foreign countries. They wanted the Nvidia chips to sold to the American companies first. If they had any extra, then they would be able to sell it to the rest of the world. But they failed on that. Congress did not get to pass that bill. So Nvidia should be a little bit in a happy mood this morning. Okay, so that should lift the markets a little bit, but right now the markets, Nasdaq is down about 15 points, and the ES futures is up right now 3.5 points. So as long as we stay above 68.54, 64, this is a key area. So we'll get to that in a minute here. First, I want to show you the what's going on the calendar this morning on the Forex Factory here. We have unemployment rate that's coming out at 8:30. This is a weekly number that comes out. This is a weekly number, okay? So it take it for what it's worth, because it doesn't move the markets much, but we do get to see the report what's happening from week to week. So presently the forecasted number is 219K. This is a number that they forecast how many people are applying for unemployment, how many people are getting out of jobs. So 219K. If this number comes in higher, that's good news for the stock market because the interest rate is going to go lower. If it goes the other way, then the interest rate is going to go higher. Then, so if you don't know what it means, you can go in here. It's the number of individuals who filed for unemployment insurance. So the less that this number, it's better for the economy. The higher the number, bad for the economy. So you can figure out from there what direction the interest rates are going. But this is only a weekly number. The one we look at is the non-farm payroll and the other ADP number, which came out yesterday, which suggested that we should be getting at least a half a point cut. That's what it should be, but it's going to be at least quarter point that we know of. So there's another number that comes out 10 called. This is called IV number. This comes out of the Western University out of London on the state of the Canadian economy, that PMI number thing. The 53.6. The higher the number, better for the economy. The lower, it's not good for the economy. So that number usually doesn't. It's going to only affect the Canadian market. Okay, so then at 10:30 we have natural gas storages coming out. Yesterday we had the oil storages come out. Today we have the natural gas storage. Natural gas storage, if they're going to the downside, this is minus number. If it's even lower than this, natural gas price will pump up to the upside. And if the storage increases, that means the natural gas price will go down the other way. Okay, so if you are a natural gas player and you are investing in that, this is a number that you should look at every single week when it comes out. And same thing with the oil number. The oil number came in yesterday, which I can show you what the number came out. So this week, apply settings. So let's go to yesterday. That was Wednesday. At duly comes around at 10:30. Where's this number? Where is the number for oil? It should have came out yesterday. Right there, 11 o'clock. It came at 11:08. So crude oil picked up a little bit still. This is that's what probably pushed the oil prices up yesterday, because the number was, even though the number was better than the forecasted number, but was not by much. Okay, so that was from yesterday. So what else is going on today in the market? Are there any notes auctioning off? Yes, we have a 4 year? No, sorry, 4 week, not 4 year, 4 week Auctions is optioning off at 11:30, and we'll be able to see how much money these guys print this morning. Okay, so 11:30, look out for liquidity into the market. They're doing the 4-week bill. Okay, so we will see that at 11:30. So let's move this out of the way and let's go at the ES futures. Where is we are going this morning? ES futures. So let me make this a little more clear. So here we are, higher high, lower low. We are still sitting at a lower low. We get to get above this number here, 68.64. Today, is it going to be the day where I would really go bullish on the market is if we can get back above 68.70. 68.66 is only about 4 points away. If we can get above that, we can have a nice run to up here, which is around 6,900. So about 30, 40 points on the ES. That's a lot of money, guys. And that can run up all the way to here. And then we can see if we get past here, then we can go back to the highs here. So take a look at the ES futures. Today looks like it's a risk on day. Okay, that's what it looks like so far. We will find out in another 8 minutes what this job report is going to be. So that is the ES. Take a look at oil from NASDAQ. Before I jump onto oil, the NASDAQ again, it needs to get above these levels here. These levels here. If it gets above here, we can see a nice bullish market. But I hope it doesn't turn back. Well, I'm hoping it turns back to the downside. We get a big market crash, but things are not always going to happen what you expect it to be, okay, or what you expected wanted to be. But again, I would just pay attention to this. If you get a break above here, which is about 25,885, we could have a nice run to the all-time highs here again. So let's go to the Dow Jones. Dow Jones is pushing up itself. A little bit left shoulder, a little bit neck, then you got the right shoulder. Normally this is usually a negative point to the downside, but where would I call a neckline on this one? This would be, neckline would be all the way, I think, down here. But I'm also looking at a little bit of trend line formation here. If you draw this line here, this could be a negative point to the downside where it could break to the downside, guys, here. So that's where I would actually really look for the negative points on the Dow. And what did IWM say, guys? 250? Did I say 250? Did I say 250? Did I say 250? Anyways, but now to 249.63 this morning. And again, we are running up to the interest rate cuts. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing runs over 250 in the next couple of days, maybe even today. It's only 249.63. So watch for the IWM, the Russell 2000, to jump to the upside. And where are we going with crude oil? Crude oil is sitting just below here. I still see this thing going to $55. Even with those inventories that are less, you can also draw a nice trend line here for a short. This is for short-term trading. If a lot of people say, why do I draw this trend line? Am I expecting to go long here? Yes, but very short time, and you can drop that into an hour, and you'll see even better in the hourly. Where look how it's been fighting 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're fighting 5th time, and this is where a lot of people go short as well, to the downside. Why? What? How do we go long? How do we go short? If you see those 3 things, remember. We need liquidity, price action. We need volume, right? And what we need, price action. We need those 3 things: volatility, price action, all of them here for either to move to the upside or to the downside. This is where a lot of people take trades. Either they take it to the short side or they take it to the upside. Okay, so it's always there. It's fighting it right now. So far, this candle did try to go up here and got pushed to the backside. What I would be looking for is a volume pickup here. I would look for a volume higher than the other candles here to see what direction we are going. Okay, so you can also, if you're like a trend line artist like me, I love to draw trend lines because they work, right? This is another nice trend line. And you can take this actually a short to the downside if it breaks, and to the upside if it breaks that way. So set up yourself your trades and keep an eye on them. This is how I do my trading a lot of times. And I'm also looking for my signals. Remember these signals here? If I get that like a long signal, like a green signal, and the price is above here, what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy as much as I can, and I'm gonna try to push this even higher, right? Or if I get a red here and it's to the downside right here and it's indicating to the downside, what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sell extra contracts to the downside. Okay, what is gold doing? Let's take a look at gold. Gold is again stuck up below the 4,300. It's stuck in this range. We're gonna stay in this range for a while till next week, at least till next Wednesday, when we do get the interest rate cut decision. Also, another number that I'm looking for is inflation, CPI, and that is going to affect this market as big as possible as well. So CPI is going to be the big one when we see it next time around, where gold price is going to go. So let's take a look at the next silver. Silver is hanging. It had a shot up nice to 59.60, trying to get to the $60 range. This silver is still hot since we reported last week about China having their warehouses empty. And I think silver, I think still will outperform gold this year. I think silver will go even higher. But remember copper? I give you guys COPX to buy. Copper is starting to push up. And copper is what I give you this guy's couple of, I forgot the date. It's in your portfolio there in the ETFs. If you go, let me just show you guys here. Seeking Alpha. This is a ticker. I built up a little bit of ETF portfolio. I'm building it. Currently there's 4 ETFs in there. This is what I'm talking about. Yes, I have all 4 of them as well. I'm an owner of these 4. Okay, it's not that I just put them here. I own them. Okay, so I put my money where my mouth is. So let's put it that way. So I own all 4 of them. See, this is a copper one, and we bought copper at $60.86. This was ETF, and currently it's sitting at $67.47. And I'm not selling it. It's gonna go higher. Copper is shooting up. Okay, this one is a real estate one. We bought it at $40.50. We are still not that far away from where we bought. This thing is gonna go much higher up next year. Okay, very safe ETF. If you have RSPs, if you have TFSA accounts, that's where you want to put it. Okay, yeah. We also own Vail as well. As Gurkeet said, we own Vail as well in there. Okay, so copper is a good bet right now. I think copper will outperform gold and silver. So take a look at this one here. And the thing is, I said this was a couple of weeks, 3-4 weeks ago. Then all of a sudden yesterday and the last few days, all I've been hearing on TikTok is everybody talking about copper now, right? All of a sudden copper is a big thing. And look, it was up like $3 yesterday because everybody was talking about it. That's why you want to buy this stuff before everybody starts talking about it, right? This was easy money that we made from $60 or wherever we bought it from. So it's up 4% already. Now everybody's else talking about it. Now they're going to push the price even higher. Okay, that's when you should be ready to take some of your profits out. So always get into stuff that, wait till about real estate. You know what? They'll be talking about real estate beginning of the year. I guarantee it. Because we know the interest rates are going to drop because whoever Donald Trump's going to put in there, he's going to drop this, and they're going to be talking about real estate, and we're not going to find only XLRE. We're going to find other individual real estates. We already have the home stocks, DHI, PHM. They already went up as well. They're performing very well. Okay, all of the stocks performing very well. If you have them, you've been here for a while. You know what we have. So keep making money, guys. Let me know if you're not making money. We are certainly doing something wrong if you're not. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. Let's get back to the market. So silver, we talked about that. We talked about the Russell. Let's talk about the VIX. Where's the VIX? The VIX is dying. If you're going to have problems in the market, keep an eye on this one. If VIX starts moving to the upside, that means something is going to go wrong. And when something is going to go wrong, that means we're going to have volatility in the market. So at the time, we'll have to quickly decide what we're going to do with it. Okay? So keep a close eye on the VIX. What is the 10-year doing? It's going higher. And that's not good for the market normally. Okay? Normally, this is not good for the market because why? The liquidity goes away. People don't borrow money when the interest rates go higher. Okay, this is a 10-year. But next week, the interest rate decision should push this thing to the downside a little bit. Okay, so what is dollar index is doing? I told you guys this thing was gonna drop. Didn't I tell you guys this? I think if you look at the market update anywhere on these dates here, I told you this thing was coming to the downside, and I think it's going to break the lows. I think it's even going to go lower because we're going to cut interest rates in the U.S. so fast that dollar is going to get weaker. Okay, there are people out there that there are people who have trade their currencies. And a lot of people have been asking, what is the US dollar going to do? I've been telling them exactly this, that I'm telling you guys. So I'm advising some people that are actually do a lot of money, especially the between US, UK, US and Canada, and US and India, and US and Canada and Indian rupee. A lot of people are asking for advice where the rupee is going and stuff like that. So I do advise a lot of people on the side here where the money is going, right? So it's a free service sometimes. So anyway, let's go next. What are we talking about here? Let's go down to the put call ratio. Put call ratio. What is it telling us? All three us the IWM with the run up yesterday is gone more towards the put side, while the SPY and the triple Qs are very strong to the upside still. So where the market gonna go this morning? Oh, the jobs numbers, guys. Job numbers. What did the jobs numbers come out? I just saw the big candle on the thing here. Let's see where did it... So jobs number came out. Actually, this is a good number for the economy. There were less people applying for unemployment insurance. That means less people got laid off, and the number is good. This is just a weekly number. That's why the market kind of went up and down a little bit. Market with this number, the market should be going down. But this is a weekly number, so it's not going to affect the market much. But that's why the market went a little bit. So if you look at the ES futures back here, market, let's go to the minute. So that's why the market quickly went, but the number was good and we were not going to get interest rate cuts. That's why the market's going down right now. Initially, it's good for the economy. Less people were unemployed and the numbers was good. And that's what this market should do. ES should go up. But the market isn't happy. Why? Because we're not going to get a half a point cut. Now we are only going to get a quarter point. If less people are laid off, that means the Feds are going to stick to a quarter point cut. Okay, and that is already priced into the market too. So be very careful. If you think we're going to go up next week when we get a quarter point cut, no, we're not, because the quarter point is priced in. If they do a surprise half a point cut, then the market can pull to the upside. Okay, if they do a surprise half a point cut, which I don't think they're going to do. Okay, so we're going to see this market kind of so sideways. The key levels is 68.64. If we stay above here, we're going to stay bullish on the market, especially around this area. I already pointed out around 68.70. If we can get above here and stay above here, we can be going to 6,900. But if where are we going to go short? Below 68.64. This is where we're going to go short, and it can easily come the market. The next level would be down here. Mark your lines, guys, on your remember, go on the hourly and mark your lines and see where the board is sitting if you're day trading, and if you're trading just in general, just keep to see where the market is going today. Okay, thank you, Aman, for the unemployment claim. Yeah, that's where actually, like, I looked on the left hand eye there. So anyways, thank you for that. We are currently on this one here. It's going to stay bullish above 68.64 key levels. So anything surprisingly going to come out today? The only thing that's going to surprise us is if Donald Trump is talking, if something he says something, He's looking at Kevin Bassett as his next chairman for the Feds. And a lot of people have already been talking about that. And Wall Street actually does not like him. Okay? Think about, I want you to just think about being a Fed chairman. If you're a Fed chairman, you're going to convince other 12 members. Remember, Fed chairman gets one vote. There are 11 other members who are on the Fed chair will vote whether to increase or decrease interest rates. Okay? There's 11 other members. When you're a Fed chair, it's your job to convince the other 11 members to either vote for cut or vote for increase. So Jerome Powell had a lot of credibility with all his governors. And that's why he has been getting the vote in the direction that he's been going. That direction he wants to go, you got to be able to convince your other 11 members and say, hey, this is the way we should vote. And a couple of people that Donald Trump put on that board are voting against him because they are voting for Donald Trump. Like a guy like Marion, right? He's voting against every time he votes for rate cuts or even half a point cut, right? But the other guys are voting with Jerome Powell because they have credibility. Jerome Powell has credibility. So why am I telling you all this? Because Kevin Bassett could be the next Fed chairman. He can be on that board, but if the other 11 members don't have any credibility with this guy, they're going to vote the way they want to vote. He might not be able to convince the other 11 guys. You guys understand where I'm going with this? So this guy might not be the next Fed chair yet. So, and I think Donald Trump or Kevin Bassett, the other guy, that Treasury Secretary, are looking at this. And if they see that this guy won't have any credibility, why would they put him on the board? Okay? So this guy may not get the job. Maybe they will have to go back to Waller. Waller has credibility with the other 11 members there. Okay? So that's the key to deciding on who the next Fed chair going to be. So he can get on the board. Donald Trump can put him on the board to cut interest rates, but he only has one vote. The other 11 will vote against him, and guess what? Donald Trump will have no interest rate cuts. Okay? So got to understand that decision that they have to make. Why is Donald Trump? Because he's not sure who can be. And that's why at the end of the day, Donald Trump thinks that he should make the decision whether we should get interest rate cuts or not. He wants to take the Feds out. Okay? He wants to take the Feds out totally. He wants a decision to be up to the president to whether cut interest rates or not to cut interest rates. All right? So you imagine if Donald Trump takes that over, and what will the trust in the economy, in the U.S. economy, will go down the drain. Okay? So there are a lot of people looking at this too, because Donald Trump is unpredictable what he's going to do. So let's see what happens in the next couple of months. So anyway, that's my 2 extra cents that I share with you guys exactly what's going on. I like to think these things, what's going on, before deciding to make any moves, really. Okay? Sometimes I don't share all my ideas with you guys. I should, but I mean, I keep thinking about some of this stuff on the side. If you have something to share here, guys, definitely bring it up. And what your thoughts are. I know there's a lot of people here pretty smarter than I am. So share your thoughts if you have any, guys. Please, you're welcome to it. So anyway, continue with the market. With what is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin has recovered nicely, around 92, 93K, and is getting a little bit of pause here. This is a little bit of a bullish flag. The only place I would be looking for Bitcoin to break out is above here, 93, 94,000. Again, interest rate decision going into it. That's why it's been now running up to a little bit. But again, remember, quarter point by the time you get to next week is going to be priced in. So this may not have any effect on the Bitcoin. Bitcoin has done a nice recovery from the belows here and kind of gave a little bit of relief to some of the stocks out there who are betting on Bitcoin, or even investors who are betting on Bitcoin. So what about the coin? This is the one I like is coin. Coin has recovered nicely as well too from the bottom. And again, as Bitcoin goes up, so will coin. What else? This morning, a lot of robotic stocks and stuff like that. We'll talk about them in a minute. But is there any forex market? Take a look at the U. What is the yen doing since yesterday? The yen is going to the downside. Interest rate hikes. This is not going down actually. Yen is getting stronger against the American dollar, and it's going to get stronger if they decide to cut interest rates. Okay, if they do decide to cut interest rate, they will do that. What else? Canadian. A lot of people wanted to hear about Canadian dollar. What my thoughts are? My thoughts are it's going to go to 135. As in the U.S. cuts interest rates, this thing, the Canadian dollar get a little bit stronger against the American. Yesterday, I don't know why, I had a couple of analysts on the BNN network there. I was listening to them, and they were saying like $1.45, the Canadian dollar $1.45. I don't know where they're getting their numbers for. They were not explaining it very well what the numbers were. These guys are experts, analysts, right? Who are saying $1.45, $1.50. But, I thought they were out of whack. I wish I could have actually phoned in and asked them, why are you saying that? Back up your, when you say numbers, back it up with something. Why? Okay, so that is that, and let's talk about stocks, guys. TD is came out with earnings this morning. They beat and they beat, and the stock is kind of holding this level here and a little bit to the downside in the open. Why? Because the stock has run up a lot, right? Yesterday we touched 118, almost 119 bucks, and I told you guys this thing would go to. I gave you the level. I said 120 before the earnings, right? So we got to 119. So I'm sorry I didn't catch another dollar on this one here, but 119 it got to that level yesterday. So this morning, what is happening with the stock? It is slightly bid. Let me see where it is. Hang on, guys. What is the bid price on the TSX right now on TD? TD. Okay, the bid price right now currently is $118.18. That's currently bid price. I think it will open up around 119, 120 maybe. Okay, but again, it has run up a lot. Okay, so be very careful, guys. Huge profit. If you want to take profit, that's fine. But I took enough profit since $75. I'm not gonna sell anything. I'm just gonna hang on to what I got because I'm reasonably happy with my holding for long term on TD. What I got. So I previously already sold, but remember, you guys are trading. You guys want to make money, right? You want to use that money for something else. But let's say you have a small portfolio. This company already give you good earnings, good money already. So you may want to take this money and put it. If you have something to buy, something else that's gonna make you money. I'm not gonna blame you for selling the TD Bank here, okay? But my is a long-term view. What you should do is keep up very minimal shares in TD for long term. Instead of selling everything, just keep, very small number of shares. I'm not talking about, you want to sell the entire stake, keep about 10 shares. That's what I'll say, is keep about 10 shares in your account, right? And that way, you can always come back when it drops big time. You can see that, you can pay attention to it, and you can come back and buy some more when it does drop, okay? So that's the way I play it. I actually don't play for 10 shares. I got a lot more shares of TD than 10 shares. It depends on your portfolio size, right? Okay. So that's TD. Good earnings. They did beat the numbers. So solidly, actually. And they also increased their dividend as well, guys. So you're going to get a little bit higher dividend by 3 or 4 cents, I think they went up by. So dividend is going up as well. So there is not a lot of news on the stocks. I put a very minimal news in the news section because I did not see a lot of it. And the ones I did see, I talked about Nvidia already. I talked about Basent, that guy already. Micron, I again said Micron is not selling. They're going to stop selling to the consumer. Their memory chips. They're going to stop selling to the consumer. All in my computers, all I got is these Micron chips. They're memory chips. That's what I got in my computer. I built my own. We built our own computers here. So we use those kind of memory chips. So this is they are saying they're not gonna sell to the retail. Why? Because they're running shortage. And with that news should be positive really for Micron, but it's actually going to the downside. Okay, so a little bit of positive or negative news. You can take it both ways. Okay, so Paramount Skydance up breakout fee for. Did Paramount got that, Aman? Did they? Do you mean Netflix missed it? So I didn't. Let me just check on the news here on Netflix. I'm sorry, I don't have that news here. Netflix. Uh, Netflix and Paramount stock in red both emerge as favorite to buy. Okay, so they both actually got the deal. Uh, Netflix are thinking, yeah, okay. Look like Netflix did get on the deal, and FLX, and both of them bought. I think they divided the assets. Okay, they divided the assets. That's what they did. So stock is not down that much. No, I don't see the stock down that much. Stock is sitting at 104. Did go down a little bit, but it didn't go much. They're bidding. Okay, hang on. Let me see. Let me read the news here completely. What they're saying. Oh, they're emerging as the top bidders. Okay, they're saying they are the top bidders. Okay, thank you, Aman. I wouldn't have read that news. Maybe a little bit later on. Yeah, both Paramount and Netflix are bidding for Warner Brothers. They're gonna split the assets among them, and they're expecting what's trading. They don't tell us the price. Okay, I don't see the price here. There, yeah. Then sorry, no price here. But I think this looks good. I think this looks positive for Netflix. I would be a buyer of Netflix on this, definitely. So I might even pick up some shares. If I do, I'll let you know. I would be a buyer of Netflix. I think Netflix will do well. Quickly take a look at snow there, Raj. Let's take a look at snow. 240. Let's take a look at the 1 day. Okay, this thing is down this morning. Why? It's probably down on guidance. Probably they beat the numbers here. And what did they say? They said negative on the no sales. Not Salesforce. No. Why? Okay, Snowflake strikes 200 million AI deal with Anthropic. Anthropic. Okay. They made a deal for $200 million. That's why the stock is down. Okay, I have to look. I have to read more into this one here. There's lots of news on this one. So the stock is down. What stock is negative right now, and the news is negative as well. Okay, so this is coming down to 240 a little bit. Snow is getting a hit to the downside. Okay, so again, not a bad. Here's the Dollar Tree, guys. I told you guys this was going to come to the all-time high, and I think it's actually going to break that high to the upside. So look for this to resist right there. But the Dollar Tree is, like I said, one of my favorite ones to hold, and we are holding. And Dollar General is another one. We got a little bit of this too, and it's pumping to the upside as well. But the DLTR and Dollarama are. Anybody picked up Dollarama on yesterday on the dip? This was having a little bit of dip. I think this is gonna hold. This is what the hold was, 195. If you picked it up at 195, well, I think it's gonna have probably come back to the highs again for Christmas. Okay. What else is happening here? DCBO. Let's take a look at that. Okay, DCBO is going to the downside. Chart doesn't look too good. This is the bearish flag. Can it come back to the upside? If it breaks, if you have it, $20.25 below that, you should sell it. Okay, 21.60 right now. Let's see if this got fundamentals to come back. First, price. These numbers all look very reasonable. Why? They're historically low. Okay, TTM, these numbers are looking good. They're historically low. What about revenue? Good. Only 180 million, 240 million. And what is the size of this company? Yeah, look, it looks reasonable. It looks reasonable. It's gotten cheap. Why has it gotten cheap? Because the stock has come down a lot too. So this is not usually a good combination where the stock is coming down and then it has a good numbers too. It's not usually a good combination. But, I would have to research a lot more to find out why this stock goes up. So I really, the only thing that's going to convince me to go back up if this somehow breaks maybe some sort of a trend line. If you can draw a trend line here to the upside if it breaks, or if something else comes in and there's news on it. But I'm not convinced. So if I'll tell you, I wouldn't buy the stock. It's up to you if you want to, whatever you want to do, but I wouldn't be in it right now. Thanks, Suk. HIMS news. Let's take a look at HIMS. What is HIMS doing? This is the stock that been in trouble with the feds, FDA, and it is up this morning slightly, about $1 it's up. So is there any news on this? Let me see. HIMS. They are in Canada as well. Yesterday they came out with by somebody blood sampling technology. Okay. HIMS and authorized one. Okay. Well, all three newses that came out in the last few days are positive. They are positive. They're buying back shares. That was on November 27th. Yesterday they came out with blood sampling technology. This is where at a Thornos. Remember Thornos, a big, the lady who thought she had blood sampling that could do it from anywhere. She's in jail right now because she falsified the technology. So if these guys are gonna come up with that kind of technology, blood sampling technology, that's what they're trying to say here. What I'm reading, this stock could be really worth a lot more than what it is sitting here. So here's my thing. This is what I would tell you. The stock has good products. The problem is they've been getting in problem with the FDA. FDA said if you stop okay, let me explain to you what they did. They took different products. Okay, those products were FDA approved. Okay, so what HIMS did is took those products and mixed it together. That means now they're not FDA approved anymore. But the product they mixed together, they were FDA approved. Okay? When you mix something together, you got to go back to FDA for the approval. FDA said stop telling people that if the product they mixed together is an FDA approval. Otherwise, we will come after you, but we will sue you. And that's why HIMS, the stock has been coming down. But the product they have is good. But eventually, I think something will happen to this stock. They will settle with something or do something. But I do think the product is good. I do think if you look at they are creating sales. So if you look at the numbers down here, revenue, the numbers are going up. People like their product. Okay, they're going into positive earnings. But the only problem with them, they're also in the Canadian market as well. Yes, I just saw that news as well. But the thing is, they gotta settle this thing with the FDA. If they can settle this thing with the FDA, then I think this stock will shoot up. Okay, but till then, I think the stock is gonna kind of stay in this range or look for this breakout on the chart. Okay, this breakout above here. Keep an eye on above 39.87. If it goes up, that could also signal that maybe there's some good things to come for this stock. Okay, so you guys understand what I'm talking about there? So it's very important to keep an eye on. Just don't jump in just because I said buy or sell. Just make a decision based on the things we talk about. Okay, so always look at the options of what we're talking about. So what else, guys? We're gonna talk about discuss about our stocks here. Let me burst my portfolio. That is ETFs, our current holdings. So what are we gonna do with these current holdings today? Where is current holdings? Where did it go? Right there. So Walmart, I sold it yesterday, guys. I took the swing trade out. Long term is still there. Swing trade is out. I'm done with it. I bought it at $98. I bought it 101.60. I sold it. I'm out of Walmart. Okay. So I'll probably put a sell here somewhere today. But if it's up to you guys, what you guys want to do with it today. But I took my money, okay, out of Walmart for the short term swing. I made I hope you guys all followed it and made some money as well. So I am out of Walmart for now. Thank you, Charn. Thank you. So if you're holding long term, the stock is good. If you're holding it for long term, that's fine. But if it comes down the dip again, I will buy it again. Okay. So what else is the other ones are pretty much holding. This is still a strong buy, guys. At WM. I would love to add GFL in here. You know what? I am gonna add GFL, but the problem is I don't like to put a lot of money in just one sector of the economy, right? While I try to pick the best stock out of them, and the best stock out of the three, I think is WM. Okay, I like it breaks my heart not to buy GFL and WCN, right? You can buy all three of them if you want, but this one here just won my heart. That's why I got a. We talked about it under 200. This is where we actually got into it. Okay, 201. So it's sitting at 216. This is what the one Keith was talking about early about copper and stuff. Vail, we got this into $11.01. It's sitting at 13.30. This is a $20 stock. It's gonna keep going. If you guys have it, fantastic. It's still undervalued. Go take a look at the numbers. Make your own decision. It's still undervalued at this price. STZ, I think we need this tariff thing to go away. If it does, this stock is going to be 170, 180 again. Okay. And this is an energy stock that we hold. I'm holding from $78. It's going to keep going. I think Hamana, we had $14 rise yesterday. Where did we buy it at? We bought it at 246. So it's sitting at 256. CNR, bought it at average here is 130.74. This was like a swing sort of swing trade. Still holding. I didn't sell it, but yesterday I did sell my holdings that I bought for swing trade. I still have a lot of shares in CNR. The reason I sold is not because I wanted to sell, is because I had too much. I told you guys yesterday, I told you my reasons why I sold it. So if you have too much of it, maybe you're going to want to take some profits out of this one. It's up to you what you want to do. But my long-term view is 170, 180 on the stock. Okay. PGY, it did not, it's kind of a little bit negative from where we bought it at. I still like the stock. I'm still hanging on to this one. Insurance company, still hanging on to this one. I'm still hanging on to this one. If anything changes, even during the market hours, I will let you know. I will bring this portfolio up. We can talk about it. Or if I'm going to add anything, I will tell you before I add anything in here. I will tell you the price where I'm buying. So I will let you know even in the chat. Or one of the things to do is I will if I change it, I will copy and paste this in our main chat. I will post it there so everybody can see it. Just keep to especially those people that are working every single day, don't get to, all you have to do is scroll the chat. Just scroll the chat. You will see what I'm doing. Okay. People who want to follow me to buy and sell their stocks, I will post this. Anytime there's a change in here, I will post it in the members chat. Okay. So, guys, it's 9 o'clock. I'm gonna let Harvey do the market update. Uh, Anybody have any other questions before I go? Everybody's good? And you can always DM me if you have any questions. Again, I will see you guys 9:30, and I'm gonna be looking for trades. Thank you, and fantastic, guys. Thank you. Harvey?
All right, good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's having an amazing week here so far. Good morning, Char and Gurkit. Hope